So we're going to talk about mental health today. Okay. And it's about your freedom of mental health and how you use that and how it helps you, and if it helps you, that is. You know, with men, it can be different. So I have a question for you. I have a few questions. Answer them as honestly as you want. It's up to you. I'm not going to push anything on you. But yeah, it's just to help whoever's watching and also just for your state of mind, really.
Sweet.
Okay. Right. So, why is it important to talk about mental health?
There's never easy stuff like that. You know, I mean, it's easier when you've got someone by your side. I mean, it's not just with mental health. With any task you're facing, like any obstacle. And everyone finds it when you bottle up, it's hard. You know, it's a weight on your shoulders, metaphorically and physically. You know, it drags your whole life out. If you talk about it, you're easing the weight off.
Yeah, it's like a weight off your shoulders, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And then the next question is then, what is it to you? What's mental health to you personally?
It's like the space your brain goes to when you're around. You know, it's like when you're idle mentally. You know, it's where you go to. You might be in a good place, you might be in a bad place. You know, it might be light or dark.
Yeah.
It varies.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. So, how is it important to have freedom with your mental health and your state of mind and your emotions and how you feel? Like, why is it important to have that freedom with it and everything?
If you're not free with it, you're not yourself.
That is true.
If you're not yourself and you're being a facade, you're wearing a mask, it's not healthy.
No.
It deteriorates what you're doing in life and the reality of things. You know, and you start to lose a grasp on it.
Yeah.
So be free with it. Be yourself.
Yeah.
It makes everything so much easier.
And also talking to the people then, because then they know what you're like, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it at all. There's always a stigma around it.
100%. Yeah. So, linking back to what we spoke to previously about people around you, do you have people yourself that you can talk to? And like that you can be comfortable to open up with, and like you can, be vulnerable around?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you've got your partners, and you've got best friends to lean on, you've got family, maybe your mum, your dad, your sister, if you even want people, like guardians. Yeah, personally, I've got my own.
That's good. At least you have someone.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some people struggle and they don't, and they need to know that they can, or like even if it's for like with counselling or something like that, as long as they have someone. That's what's important. Yeah, okay, good. And then finally, so do you have any advice that you give to anyone who may be watching, and if they're going through a hard time, or is there anything that you've done in particular when you've been going through a tough time, and the way to, kind of get over or help you get over it?
Take the leap. You know, when I have bad times, I seem to know exactly what it is causing it. Some people might have trouble finding what the cause is, why they feel sad. But if you know it, if you don't know it, take your time, find it. You know, see what makes you you, see what clicks. And if it doesn't, there's no need. It's an obstacle. And, yeah, sometimes it's easier to just destroy the obstacle and climb over it sometimes. Just a minimum. Yeah. Get rid of the stuff that drains you.
The negative parts.
Exactly.
Try to be
full of positives.
Exactly.
Electrons and protons.
There you go. Bring science into it if you really want electrons and protons. But yeah, amazing. Well, that's very helpful. I hope it's helped them at home.
Me too.
But thank you very much. Thank you for letting and sharing with us.
It was my pleasure.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
So today we're going to talk about mental health.
Yeah.
And the things to do with mental health, and and the importance of freedom.
Yeah.
With your own mental health and everything like that. Because you know, it's always important to have your own freedom. So
100%.
100%.
I love having my own freedom.
Exactly. I'm so glad you said that. Right. So the first question is, why is it important to talk about mental health?
Mental health's a big thing these days. I suppose in history, mental health wasn't really spoken of because everyone's always had a label, and labels are what people get quite discriminated over. And having a mental health condition or going through a traumatic time or anything to do with worry or anxiety, it shouldn't be shamed upon. And it's great to talk about it because then everybody can help each other out in different ways with compassion and empathy. But yeah, I think mental health, talking about it in the present day and taking that step to do something about it is a big thing. And if you let go and put the work in to heal those parts of yourself, then you do feel peaceful and free. So yeah, so once you settle the mental health, you are mind free, as I call it. So,
yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Most definitely. That's a really good way of putting it, but it's true.
It's like you don't want to be in prison in your own mind. So,
yeah.
You
want that. You can speak.
100%.
You can't be scared to
speak your true self and be so authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
You'll always live a peaceful life. That's what I've learned over my 20 years of being here. But yeah, no, that's why.
Yeah, at least you've learned it in your own time and you know what you want.
And because I've been through it myself with different kind of scenarios in different ways, I think going through those has helped me learn a lot about not just about how society and social things are with people, but also myself. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you need to be comfortable.
And it's just boundaries. Everyone needs to have like boundaries and stick to their values. Because if you don't live to your truest self, you're never really going to live a high, purposeful life. So if you stick to your true self and love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anything.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, big thing.
I love that. That's such a good answer. Thank you. So, and then linking back to the freedom.
Yeah.
Why and how is it important to you to have freedom with your own mental health and your own thoughts and emotions? Why is it important to have that freedom?
For me,
yourself,
or for anyone else.
Everyone
deserves to be their truest self without having to worry about what anyone else thinks, whatever, because this society today, it's all, you've got to do this, you've got to go and do that. And like with the way going to school, going to uni, and it's like a structure, everyone gets stressed of having to follow that same structure, whereas that might not be what the person wants. So living to your truest self and being free is dropping what anyone else thinks about what you're doing. And until you get out of that kind of prison mind state, as I call it, you won't be as free. So having the boundary to put your feet down and stand your ground and say, no, I'm doing it for me, I'm not doing it for you, and stop thinking about what everyone else says. Don't listen to what everyone else says, like judging you and bringing you down for what you want to do, because if you let that happen, your mentality is just going to get worse. So for me, it's more the fact that you need to be true to yourself, because if you're not true to yourself, then you're not going to be as how successful you probably want to be, or don't feel as free as you want to be, because you're always worried about everything else. So until you kind of lay them boundaries down, stand up for yourself and live in yourself to what you love doing, not what anyone else wants you to do. For me, that's when you know you're free. You just don't care anymore. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, if you can't love yourself, and if you don't love what you're doing,
how are you supposed
you've got to be stuck in that prison mentality. It's a big thing, and I feel like you say, in today's social economics, it's becoming more talked upon, whereas like back in the past, it was always kind of frowned upon. But like these days, it's a big thing, and it's great that everyone talks about it.
And you have that help around
100%. Yeah, I feel like there should be more help available to a
yeah,
lot of people.
definitely.
I feel like there should be a lot of help, more of help than ever, because of obviously what's happened in the world. It affects people in different ways. But yeah, like I was saying, back to these present days with mental health. Obviously, there's more available, it's more talked about. And I feel because now everyone's starting to have the knowledge of, oh, I'm having an emotional breakdown, oh, I've got anxiety, there's loads of different things with mental health. But it makes people become more aware of how they're feeling, how to deal with it, what kind of help to get, which is a great thing. And people shouldn't feel shame to ask for help, but also to feel the way they feel.
Yeah,
because a lot of people don't come forward because they feel shame. Of how they're feeling. I've been there, so I understand it. But I think it's until you, if it's ask a friend, ask a family member, or even just talk to anybody they feel comfortable and safe with talking to, until they take that first step of talking about how they're feeling, they'll never fix it. So for me personally, from my experience, until you get that full trust and you're able to talk to somebody about how you're feeling, or if it's about a situation that is causing your mental health like breakdown or any symptoms, that's when people shouldn't feel shame for reaching out and even taking that first step. Because once you take that first step, you're on the road to recovery,
progress
and healing.
100%. Yeah. Linking back to what you said about people and like, you know, everyone can have their own person and things like that. Do you know you have people yourself that you can speak to and open up to?
100%,
communicate with?
So I always find with myself, so I have like, I can't draw it obviously, but I have like myself as a dot in the middle. Then I like draw a circle around it, and then I'll have like a few people, but I only have like close people that I talk to. Because obviously there is a statement like don't trust everybody, but at the same time you know who your friends are and who you're comfortable and safe. Safe is being safe around someone, and opening up is a big thing, because I find emotional kind of communication is a lot more intense when it gets to them kind of conversations. But and then on the outside it's like acquaintances, you know, like it's going to work. So always keep at least a few people close, and then just keep everyone about arm's length, and just to protect your energy as well. Because I find when you can be around an overstimulant places, that can bring you down as well. So as long as you go back and do anything that comforts you. So for me personally, I'll go home and I'll sing, I'll paint, I'll write music, write lyrics, or even if it's just watching a film and just eat
something therapeutic.
100%. Because if you don't nurture that part of yourself and love yourself in them moments, that's when you know you're dipping, and that's when you definitely need help. But if you nurture that part of yourself and take that step back and protect your energy and yourself, then you'll be able to advance in your high feeling.
And how comfortable you are as a person, and how you are with, and it also the stronger the bonds around you with those people that you're close with.
100%. And like at the same time, it's hard to, because obviously some people can struggle with being their complete self around people. So for me, it's more like if I'm not comfortable around someone, I still like myself. But I kind of keep my cards close to my chest, you know. So for me, it's only give out a little bit of your energy, and then just try and withhold it and keep the cards close to your chest. Because if you're giving everyone too much of your time, your thoughts, and the exchange, it is very draining. And obviously my experience before, it's made me learn a lot in that kind of area. So
that's really good though. That's good that you're on your personal level, that you
and being more compassionate to yourself. And say if one day you don't want to wake up and you feel a bit, I don't really fancy doing it, if that's your body telling you you need to rest. Because if you force yourself a lot in, you know, getting up and your body's telling you that, look, you need to rest, if you're forcing yourself, you're just going to put your body in overdrive and tire it out even more. So then you do get ill. You can get ill. Because when I did holistic therapy, studied holistic therapy and learned more about the spiritual side, and well-being. If you constantly have your body in a stressed state, like constantly stressed, you're more prone to get illness and diseases. Obviously, I know, it's mainly about mental health, but obviously if you keep yourself in that state of worry, fear, anxiousness, and you're not living to your full purpose as yourself, as your true self, you get ill.
Yeah.
So, since I've learned that, come away with them, well, with the knowledge and the qualifications of learning about that, it's made me save myself as a person.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's made me learn a lot about myself.
That's
in
good.
that aspect too.
Yeah, that's really good though. Like, it's good to hear and good to know, and obviously for everyone else as well. If they need that help or opinions on it, at least they now know.
Yeah, even if it was just your best friend, or even journaling, get it all out. Yeah, get it all out. Don't keep anything in, because if the more you fester and keep things in, the worse it's gonna get.
Yeah, the worse it'll get. 100%. Yeah, so it's good to get off your chest, get out of the way.
100%.
So then, as you've obviously briefed on with your own experiences, you feel okay with your own emotions, and you feel.
I never used to.
No,
I
think that's normal though.
No,
I think
it's a part of growing up, to be fair. When you're a child, you're too curious, you act within your emotions all the time, and I find when you get older, you do get a lot more emotionally intelligent. But I've been through the mental health services quite a few times, and I had to stay over for a week, and just get my poorly head sorted out, as I call it. And they're amazing. They are really amazing. They really helped. They do interventions, like learning how you are yourself. So like sleep hygiene, learning about sleep, learning about food. You could learn about anything that you know in yourself that you struggle with in any kind of area, so emotional, physical, mental, and they help you through it. And like I said, being through them, learning how to deal with your emotions, it's really hard, because I used to go from one extreme to the other all the time, quite a few years back, and it was hard to deal with. And I find that even family and friends, not saying it really badly affected them, because obviously it was mainly about me.
They're going to worry, aren't they?
Well, yeah, they are going to worry, but also it does affect them in a way as well, because say if they try to help and they feel like they can't do any more, and they're not doing enough, and it's not on them, because I find if you can't love yourself and help yourself, you can't give back and help anyone else or love anybody else. So I found myself over the years, you need to learn how to help and love yourself first, because if you can't do that for yourself, how can you do it for anyone else? And I know the empathy, and people go out and they do help one another, but even if they've done that, they still feel that shame in themselves, even though they should feel compassionate because they've helped another.
Exactly.
But some people stay stuck, like I said, prison mindset, they stay stuck in it. But until they learn the compassion towards themselves, self-love, nurturing themselves as a person, and to go to have that shadow reflection and learn and face them inner demons and think, no, I'm being myself, and stop worrying about what everyone else thinks, because the only person that should matter about is yourself.
It's yourself, you need to be optimistic. Like regularly, and with those around you as all like.
And I found for myself, my life has obviously got better and better as the years have gone on, because I've done this to myself.
Of course, that's good.
So for me, going back on what I said from my own experience, my life has unfolded into finally doing what I've always dreamt of doing since a little girl. But like I say, I've been in quite a few different fields of work. And it's been alright, and it's some of it's worked out, but for me, I was always getting depressed. So it'll go great, and as soon as it gets to a certain point, I dip, And I just realised this isn't for me. But until I finally followed my inner child, as I call it, in shadow reflection, and finally doing something that I've always loved doing creatively, I'm becoming more better within myself, but also in the career that I've wanted. So for me, to these people, if you want to be successful, you need to follow really what you're creative in. So what creative things do you love doing, and then make that into your career, and it helps you expand as a person. Yeah. Because if you don't do what you love, I find a career, hobbies, anything, your mentality, it just dips because you won't have that comfort and stimulation from what you love doing.
Yeah, you don't have that like guide.
And if you don't have that interest or the emotional guidance systems, So if you don't, like I say, follow your passion and what you love doing, the depression's a big thing. Depression, it will hit, and like I say, I've been there quite a few times myself. But I've always fell back into doing what I love, and because I didn't have the confidence to do singing or being a music artist, I think that's what put me down a lot. But until I kicked myself backside and thought, no, I'm gonna do it. And I've done it, and ever since my life is just, I've never had a dip since.
Yeah, it's better.
I've literally never had a dip since.
Yeah, it's better late than never, as they say. And then
100%.
As long as you find it in the end, then you're gonna have that uplift throughout then.
And that's one thing that I remember being in it's called a halfway house, like a mental health house, where you go and have like a rehab, respite. Yeah, respite. Right. That's what it's called, respite. Going there for a week. There was this one person from, you have a personal crisis team. Okay. They come round. You see him once a day, and I'll never forget one of them. And he was, can't say his name, but one of the workers. He was brilliant, and he said to me, he went, "Megan, how old are you?" And I went, I was 23 back then. Right. So about 5 years ago. And he says, "What do you want to be?" And I was like, and obviously, I don't know, I want to do this. And he says, "You've got years." He says, I'm 50, or he said he was 50 something anyway. Yeah. And he goes, "I've done this. And he did loads of different, I think he did like 3 different degrees. Wow. Yeah, wow. He's very inspirational because this has always stuck with me. And he goes, he's 50 something, now. And he said, and I finally found what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's never too late. He's never too late. And that's what made me realise, I was, just got back to myself. But I've always kept that in my head. And even 5 years, he said that 5 years ago, and it still sticks in my head. It's good though, because then it keeps that inspiration going for yourself and never really see anyone else. Yeah, and obviously I was 23 then, and I'm 28 now. And since then, obviously, I did have a few trips to, the mental health unit. But now, the last 2 years, I've been following my dreams, and everything's amazing. Yeah. So, the way it should be. And I've not had a dip since. Also, get an animal, because get an animal. Literally get an animal. Because when I got my 2 cats, Lolly and Willow, and obviously I rescued my little dog called China. But when I got the cats, because obviously I had the cats for a good year first before I rescued the dog, but since I've had my little kitties, I have never had an emotional dip since. So when you're feeling a bit low, they come and cuddle you, and they give off those purrs, and it's actually proven. It's comfort. That it helps. So get an animal. Yeah, I agree. I've got cats of my own. Yeah, and it really does help. I don't know. It's nice knowing there's something there that is living and you can look after, and they can look after you. And it's not like you can talk to them. I know they don't talk back, but I literally talk to my cats. Oh, me too. They're gonna reply. Me too. 100%. I love it. Yeah, but like I said, freedom is more of get out of the prison mindset and push yourself what you love doing creatively, because if you don't do that, you're not really going to be in that fulfillment alignment with yourself. And you're just going to stay stuck in that rut, and it's just going to keep being a cycle. And then eventually, if it doesn't help you, it will get worse. until you reach for that help. But until you make that first step and get that help, it doesn't matter who from, it could be from your cousin to your mum, your dad, CAMS, crisis team, it could be anybody, even your teachers.
I was going to say teachers.
Work colleagues, well, anyone that you can put your trust in about how you're feeling. Until you make that first step and do that, then, you know, it'll get better, but it just it's baby steps, I call it.
Oh,
nothing will change overnight.
No, it takes time.
Yeah, everything takes time. But for me, it's nice to know that society has changed over time and everyone's starting to understand and open up a lot more about how they feel. Because I find when you're closed-minded and closed off, everyone's perceptions and perceive things in different ways, and someone might think you're being ignorant, but you're not, you're just a bit low, you know, and I think sometimes you can't even open up to anybody, and that's understandable, but I do like just try and get some help from somebody, even if it's the littlest thing, and people feel shame even if it's a little thing. Like, I don't know, I dropped my tea mug on the floor and it's completely it's completely set you off, and some people are like, oh, it's minor, but that could have been your favourite mug, but they don't know that.
They don't know.
Yeah, so even if it's the tiniest little things, talk about it and get it off your chest, journal it, write it in your diary, talk to your cat, you know, go and have a bath, cook a tea, go and, you know, chill and write a song, happy days.
Woo!
Yay!
You basically just answered the last question, which was, do you have any advice to
the
audience?
And I recommend to eat a good diet, because obviously I can give these advice because obviously I'm qualified anyway. So drink plenty of water, eat a good diet, get some good sleep, get some sunlight, even if you don't feel like going outside. And I know it's crazy because even I've been days where I just want to stay in bed, I don't even want to deal with the world today. I have that quite a lot.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I love my bed. But even if it's just to get out and just have that 10-minute walk, or just go and stand in the garden, or even if it's just literally standing outside for like 20 minutes. Yeah, exercise is amazing, please get some exercise. But I just mean like going outside and breathing in the air and getting that bit of sunlight, because the sunlight charges us, because we're energy too. So it's, go and charge yourself in the sun and cleanse. So cleanse the mind.
Woohoo! What you need.
100%.
Well, thank you so much for that.
It's
I'm pretty sure that's definitely going to inspire and help a lot of people. I really hope anyway, and obviously just with having your own freedom to speak about it as well.
Yeah,
it's so important. So freedom! Woo! But thank you so much. Okay. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much.
It's okay.
Hello. So I'm going to be talking to you about mental health, but also why it's important to have freedom with mental health, especially with your own mind and maybe with people's, like, it's up to you how you take it.
Yeah.
So onto that, like, why is it important to you?
Just mental health generally.
Yes.
I'd say it's important because if you're like just generally in bad mental health, you're not going to be able to do anything you want to do. Like anything you want to achieve, anything you want to get done, it's not going to happen, because like a lot of people with poor mental health, you see people talk about it. A lot of them just tend to work most of the time and then do nothing else.
It's like an imprisonment, I think, sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like you only really focus on surviving, and and like a lot of the time it also leads to like a lot of like other bad things, because you can see like a lot of people that have poor mental health tend to eat a lot of junk food, just spend money on things that like will give them a quick hit of dopamine but won't actually make them happy.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of movies and stuff like that.
They're like not living in the moment kind of thing. They're just kind of.
I think a lot of the time it leads to people working towards getting just dopamine.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, dopamine is just literally just like a quick hit of happiness in the moment, and it runs out very quickly. Whereas like if you're getting like I think serotonin is the one that lasts a long time and keep you happy longer time. It's just not as powerful.
Yeah, I like that answer. That's a really good answer. Yeah. So what is it? What is mental health to you personally? Like how do you see it as yourself?
I suppose like I would I would working at myself to like just thinking about what I want overall. Like I think that is probably the best way to be with it, because if you are thinking about literally just just like what's in front of you, I think that does like lead to poor mental health. As I said before, like I think if you're not focused on like what you overall care about, what you want with your life, that's definitely going to lead to poor mental health.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. It really can. So, with your own kind of like emotions, why do you think it's important to have freedom with your emotions?
If you're unable to have like the full range of emotions, just overall, that will lead to you just being generally on a straight line, in the middle of the road between happiness and sadness and everything all of the time, and that will lead to just not being able to derive happiness from most things. So if you don't experience sadness at least like fairly regularly, that can lead to you not experiencing happiness regularly. And because like when you look at like what depressed people say a lot of the time, from what I've seen at least, they tend to say it's more not deriving enjoyment from things as opposed to just feeling sad all the time.
Yeah, that's a good. I like that comparison. Like it's good to bring. I think that's good to bring in, especially with people who may obviously like suffer with that. It's good to like it's good for awareness.
Yeah.
So no, that's I like that you brought that into it because it's good to have that as like So
people, I don't think people really recognise the importance of being sad sometimes, because without sadness you can't really be happy.
Exactly, yeah, because you need the balance, don't you? And you need to be okay with having that balance, I think.
Yeah, like a lot of the reason that happiness feels so good is because of the contrast between sadness. It's harder to feel happy if you haven't felt sad. Yeah,
I like that. That was a really good way of putting it. I really like that. So then, like kind of back to you, and then like people around and things. Like, do you know you have people that you can talk to? Obviously, if you're having like ups and downs and stuff like that, like do you know you have people that you can speak to?
Yeah, I know that I have. I have people. I have family, and there's like resources out there, like online and stuff.
Yeah.
When it comes to actually doing that, I'm not so great at that.
No, but I mean everyone's different, aren't they? So yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the best at reaching out to those resources, but I know they're there.
Yeah, it's good that you know they're there in case like at some point you did need them and you know you can use them. Because like obviously that's okay to do because that's why they're there in the first place.
Yeah.
So as long as you know that and everything, like that is important. So at least you You do know, yeah. So yeah, I'm glad about that. Do you have any advice that you could give to the viewers, audience at all about if they're going through a tough time or in general with mental health and their freedom with it and everything like that?
I'd say it's best to think about what you care about most and what you want overall throughout your life, and just work on that. Like for me, that is music.
Felt that.
So, when I think about it, like I think about everything I do, throughout every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing that I care about most, the thing that I would not ever give up, is working on my music and playing.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing I want to do all the time, and that too involves the hard work that goes into it as well. Not just the fun parts, because the hard parts are important, as I said before. Also, I'd say also feeling bored is also something that can be contrasted with happiness, and therefore will allow you to feel happy.
You need that distraction, but also that's something that's an interest, but like something that you know that will satisfy you and makes you as a person, really, which is like what you need.
Something that you both love and is hard work. I feel is the best way to improve your mental health.
Because I'm like, obviously as an individual, I have my things, you have your things.
Yeah.
Like everyone has their own thing, and I guess like if they haven't found it, that's what something they can work on to improve and like try to find something, I guess. Yeah, like music. Like I get that. So yeah, 100% is that.
Yeah.
Or is Hello. We are going to be talking about mental health and the freedom of mental health and why it's important between yourself as an individual and others who are the audience. So yeah, we're going to be talking just about basically that. If that's all good. I've just got some questions for you.
Okay.
So, why is it important to talk about mental health?
I think there's been a lot of stigma around mental health, especially over the years. It was very taboo to talk about, and I think that often induced a lot of mental health problems. And I think with being able to talk about mental health, it means you're able to get support from other people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think general awareness is good for helping people in day-to-day life and bringing out understanding among people who might not struggle
Yeah.
with stuff. Does that make sense?
Oh no, yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
Just word vomit.
No, it makes sense because like you need to know people out there know about it.
Yeah.
You need to know that you know about it, so then you can talk
Absolutely,
to other people about it.
Yeah.
Like you need that boundary in between,
100%.
don't you? Like
Yeah. I found as well with like struggling with something and not knowing why you're struggling does ultimately make it worse as well. So I think talking about it, you're able to find that sort of pinpoint so that you're able to help yourself as well.
Yeah.
Which I think important. Very important.
It is. It really
Very
is.
much.
It is just having that. I feel like courage as well in a way.
Yeah.
As well with yourself. As
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
And there's being able to relate to people as well.
Oh
which,
my God,
again,
yeah.
important.
Oh,
very
it's
important.
it's so helpful when you can relate to others. It's like
100%.
me too. New card game idea. Right.
Oh Lord, okay.
So then, to you personally,
Yes.
what is mental health to you? Like, how would you see it?
It's sort of like, it's like a little ghost that just follows you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can
Oh
sort
my
of- you
God,
can
I
always
love
feel
that.
it. Like, yeah. It's,
Similar.
you know, it's kind of not my friend, sometimes my friend, sometimes my enemy, sometimes not my enemy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's always kind of there, and I kind of just chill with it.
Yeah.
I try to.
Because it's your mind, isn't it? It's not,
Yeah.
It's not gonna go.
Yeah, definitely.
But sometimes, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is.
Absolutely. Like, it's in your mind. Doesn't mean you can control it, but, you know, it is always there. So it's definitely something, for me personally, I try and look after, or try to take steps to look after and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's a good answer. But
A ghost.
I love that, a little ghost. That is amazing. I'm gonna say that now. What's gonna help? A ghost.
A ghost.
And then a ghost that follows
A ghost
me.
just whizzes around your head.
So then, anyway, so how is it important to then you as well to have the freedom with your emotions and your mental health? Like, why is it important to have that freedom with it all?
Expression really, because the more you bottle things up, obviously the worse it gets. But then I do think there's a sort of line where there's it gets to a point where they do have to be under control. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have freedom with them, you can feel what you want, but then sometimes it does get to a point where it starts affecting your life, which isn't so great. So I think it's important to have balance with expressing your emotions as well as just having the freedom to have your emotions. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it's like, if I'm here, for example, I will, you know, if I'm feeling like crap, I will do all I can in my power to suppress that. And then when I go home and have my alone time, that's when I have the freedom to sort of let it out.
Yeah.
You know, if I want to talk to people, I can. If I don't want to talk to people, I don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be hard though. With
Oh, yeah,
expectations and pressure
Yeah.
make it really hard to balance that.
But it's just as long as you're comfortable with how you're handling it,
Yeah.
and you know that you're going to be able to get through it, and you know how
yeah,
to,
definitely.
then that's all that's important, and you're not left on your own in the cold struggle.
Absolutely. But even like controlling your emotions while you're out, that's not to say that you have to not feel them emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You still definitely have to
definitely.
feel them, because if you just push it away and ignore it, you're gonna notice it again and it's gonna feel worse.
Yeah,
Like,
that's not like it's not like human, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
like you're human, you're gonna have those
absolutely.
issues and like feelings, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's just life, really.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I've had times where I'm out and about at college working and I've just had a little cry. No reason.
Oh,
I've just
no.
had a little cry.
Oh my god, girlhood as well. Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's so
Not
fun.
for me. Yeah.
At least you get it, so it's fine.
That's true. That's true. To an extent.
Yeah. So then, as you link back to people, like if you're like struggling and stuff and everything, do you know you do have people that you can speak to
Oh yeah.
if you know you were having a bad time?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends where I am and what the situation is. Because I've
Yeah.
got some friends where I can talk to them about this issue, and then
Mhm.
other friends I can't.
Mhm.
You know, same with my family and stuff. And
Yeah,
being
it
at
depends on what they
college.
know of a like stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think depending on the day as well, because, you know, say college, for example, I'll have days where I'm fine talking to college people
Yeah.
about things, and then other days I'm like, I don't want to tell you a single thing, I don't want to look at you, like,
Yeah.
you know, I think it definitely depends, but I do have people, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm a
that's
dog.
good. Yeah,
My
at least
dog.
you're not. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, on a previous interview we spoke about it's important to we think it's good to have a pet. Because I've got cats and I'm just like I speak to them all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm just like I know you can't answer me, but I love you.
I've got a little snake who just lives on the other side of my bed's here, and my snake's there. I will just sit and talk to him.
Oh my
He
god.
can't hear me. He probably hates me, but like,
What's he
you know,
called?
Mushu.
That is a cool name. I'm not a fan of snakes, but that is a cool name.
Mushu,
for
like
it.
the dragon from Mulan, because he looks like the dragon.
Oh my god, that's so clever.
Oh no,
Oh my
noodle.
Oh my god.
Little mushroom.
Oh my god, I love that. That's
a baby.
adorable. Oh well, you just as long as you have something, even if it's a teddy bear. I swear,
yeah.
honestly, because like my favorite teddy bear, I'm like, hi, and I'm like, you're a stuffed animal. Why am I
Get
talking
real.
to you? But I'm just like, you've been there my whole life. Like, I don't know. It's just
It's
like
the thought. It's the thought.
exactly. As long as you're saying something and getting it out, why does
That's
it?
true. That's true. Although
You know.
I'm a bit of a ranter to my mates, though. I will say
Oh
that.
my god, that's the best. I think
It
that's the
is,
best because
yeah.
you're just like this, and this, and it's like you can speak now.
Yeah. And it's like sound. Cool.
Because like
You're right. Like, you don't need to respond. I don't want a response. Just, here's what's happened today. Like,
Yeah, no, literally. Oh my god, it's so good when if something really bad happens in a day. I feel like it's good to when you get home. It's like you'll never guess what's happened, and then you
Yeah.
speak about it, and you just get it all out, and you're like, okay, what's for dinner? Like,
and then you look back on it and you're like, it's really not that deep though, is it? Like, that's the
Real.
worst. That happens to me all the time.
oh my god, real lit. Oh, that's so true, honestly.
Reality checks.
Yeah.
Important.
Oh.
Very important.
Life skills,
Oh,
guys.
for sure.
And then the final question
Yes.
is: do you have any advice for the audience and the viewers at all? And if they go through a hard time, if they struggle with mental health, if they don't know how to speak to someone, like just any advice you could give them.
I mean, it's a given. Everyone's probably heard this a million times. But take each day at a time. You know, don't dwell on the past because you literally can't do anything about it. Like, you know, even like the present. You know, if that's bothering you, okay, think about right, next week's gonna be sound.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and you know, just keep sort of trying to help yourself. Take small steps, small little baby steps,
Yeah.
because massive steps will just hurt you.
Oh my god.
So say little baby steps, and you'll get there. Whether it's years, months, days, hours,
As long as you
whatever,
get there
know.
in the end, at least you reached your goal.
Absolutely, yeah. Just
Yeah.
be chilly with it. Be
Yeah.
big chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't care so much.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. No. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was so good. That was so good.
Got there in the end.
Yeah.